The autumn wind is a pirate, blustering in from sea. With a rollicking song, he sweeps along, swaggering boisterously. His face is weather-beaten. He wears a hooded sash, with a silver hat about his head, and a bristling black mustache. He growls as he storms the country, a villain big and bold. And the trees all shake and quiver and quake as he robs them of their gold. The autumn wind is a raider, pillaging just for fun. He'll knock you round and upside down and laugh when he's conquered and won.
What's up, Raider Nation? Silver and Black Attack coming at you again with another video. And today, the Raiders have signed a veteran cornerback. Not the guy we hoped for, but a guy that we needed on the roster. And his name is Darnay Holmes, cornerback out of UCLA. Was drafted by the New York Giants in the 4th round of the draft and had a pretty good career in New York. He had 4 seasons in New York and totaled 4 interceptions and over 120 tackles in just 49 games played, with 15 pass deflections and 2 forced fumbles. Darnay Holmes, known for his speed, agility, and a cover corner who can cover receivers tightly. He's got traits that make him a very valuable asset in the Raiders secondary now, coming in at possibly fighting for that second spot, aside from Jack Jones and Nate Hobbs.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing with this signing is that he brings depth. You mentioned fighting for that other spot. I think Jacorian Bennett's going to start opposite of Jack Jones right now. And so we mentioned this in our 53-man video. We're really thin at the end of our cornerback room in that roster spot. And so when you look at MJ Devonshire, we put him on IR. Brendan Faison, who's been injured and hasn't played a down in preseason, has been also placed on IR. And so we're really thin at that cornerback position. And so when you look at this guy, he was with Patrick Graham in New York. Graham was a part of drafting him in the 4th round because he was the DC with the Giants in 2020. And so he knows the scheme that we run in Vegas because he's really familiar with Patrick Graham. I'm sure Graham had a big part in signing this player. And so, he's been a spot starter for them in the past. He started games. Like you mentioned, he has had 4 picks in 4 years, and he had 2 of them last year. And I think he'll be a depth guy. In terms of his advanced stats, he had a 64 PFF grade, which I would say is not great, but it's not terrible. For context, I always like to add these contexts for the grades. Jack Jones had a grade of 72 last year. Adoree Jackson had a grade of 71 last year. So he's a notch below some of those guys, but I think he can be your cornerback 3 or cornerback 4 because he already knows the system. So he's ahead of the curve of, let's say, a guy like Xavier Howard or another corner because he knows the system that we like to run.
Definitely another Patrick Graham guy who comes in knowing, the scheme, knowing what they like to do, what Patrick Graham likes to do on defense, and a guy who can really be valuable for us. I think, like you said, is depth. But Raider Nation, follow us, stick with us, subscribe. It really means a lot to us. But comment, share, with your friends, and stay tuned. We'll be back with another video tomorrow. See you then.